There's Quay Miller after the Buffaloes' 25-point win over Dixie State. Buffaloes now go on the road to take on Southern Utah. Before we get to that here in just a moment, we're going to talk to Jill Mahoney coming up here on the next segment of the Buffalo Stampede. Here's your Dobo, Director of Basketball Operations. You're about ready to lose her.
Yes.
And I know you're very close to her, and she's been a great part of your staff.
Jill Mahoney, I always tell people, is one of the finest people you could ever meet. You know, it's been, I wake up at 3 a.m. with things running through my head. And when Jill leaving pops into my head in the middle of the night, I have to fight back tears. So I'm honestly trying not to think about it. But she's been an incredible part of an incredible staff. She's helped us build our program. She's been there from the very beginning. She's someone that everyone relies on, from anything to putting a bed together, to changing a tire, to helping them through a crisis. Whether it's with themselves or their family, she's just an incredible person, and very proud of her for making a tough decision to move on. Yeah, Dobos have a unique position within basketball program. I'm not going to spill the beans and tell you where she's going until we talk to her here in just a minute. We talked about this one right here, good friend Jill Mahoney, the Dobo, Director of Basketball Operations for the CU Women, with head coach Sarah Payne just a moment ago. And you're leaving us.
I am.
What did I do?
I am. You did nothing. The best thing about you is we've become very good friends.
Yes, we have.
I mean, we do a lot of fun things together now.
Yeah. Had to be a tough decision, right?
It, as we were laughing earlier, I'm a glass case of emotions, because this is one of the most difficult decisions I've ever made in my life. Yeah. So to leave a program that I love, to leave a boss in JR that is not just a boss, she's a best friend, right, is one of the most difficult decisions I've ever made. So wasn't taken lightly by any means, right. But I feel like I can help in the community in a bigger role. I've been called to do it, and I'm ready for the challenge.
You see, there's a cliffhanger right here. We still haven't told you what she's doing. Before we do that, when we say Dobo, that's a phrase we use in the business, right? In the world of college athletics. Sure. Explain to people what you do.
So, Director of Basketball Operations, and I do a lot. I do everything from travel to expense reports to helping our student athletes with anything from where do I go, change a battery, to doing a home cooked post game meal for them. Yeah. So I do a lot for them. I do a lot for our staff, but they give me a lot in return. A lot of love, a lot of thank yous. This is a job that my staff has done a great job of making sure that it's appreciated. Yeah. And this is one of the most favorite jobs I've ever had, and that's what makes it so hard to leave. It's that position on a staff. Men have their guys, and Bill Carton over there, you're over on the women's side. When in question, go to Jill. Yes. Right? Yeah. That's kind of what happens. Yeah. And along with that, then, you're a relationship person. You get to have a great relationship with all these players. Absolutely. I try to think of this job as being a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. There might be things that you don't use but once a year, and some things you use on a daily basis. And so it's been a great joy to do this. It's been a great joy to be a part of CU Buffs women's basketball and the CU Buffs athletic department. All right, we've kept the tears back, and we haven't told you what she's going to do to become a police officer for the city of Boulder. Now, where does that come from? A lot of people have asked that. I only have one relative that was in law enforcement in some aspect, was a jailer 50 years ago, but it's I've always gravitated towards law enforcement officers. I have a lot of friends that are law enforcement officers, and I've appreciated them my whole life. I did an internship in high school with the Russell Police Department, and so it's just been something as I've gone along that's always been an interest, but I've never left it because I love this so much. So that's a big part of not leaving, but I just feel like I've been called to serve a bigger purpose. If you know Jill like I do, you care about people. This is exactly kind of in your wheelhouse, I would think. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. So, some people have said, why don't you stay at CU Police Department? And I want to help a broader community. Sure. And so, but with that, I still get to help CU, which is a huge part of staying in Boulder. I love it here. I want this to be my home the rest of my life. And I have a big passion for Boulder and CU athletics. How did the meeting go when you told the team you were going to be leaving? I bawled like a baby. I couldn't. It took about a minute for me to gather my composure and tell them, but that's why it's, how blessed am I that leaving a job is so difficult. Right. Some people leave and say deuces, and this is not that way. So yeah,
We promised we weren't going to cry on camera here today. All right, we're going to miss her, no doubt about that.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
She's been phenomenal here at the University of Colorado. That puts a wrap on the Buffalo Stampede. As soon as that camera's off, we're going to start crying. We'll talk to you next time.